Ron, you've seen this.
Go ahead.
You've seen this team 3 times now.
Yeah.
And I guess you had to respect the 3-point shot, which is something that a lot of their younger kids relied on. And by doing that, do you feel like maybe they were able to exploit some dribble drive to the basket and you gave up some easy buckets like that?
Well, we knew we had to guard the 3, and they've been doing a tremendous job of that all year. We didn't come out ready to play. We got off to a bad start. We didn't score, and we didn't get enough stops early. And then same thing the third quarter. You know, usually an important part of the game is the first 3 minutes of the second half, and we came out once again. We didn't get enough stops, and we didn't score. So our Achilles heel this year has really been turnovers and lack of scoring, and it showed up again tonight.
Yeah. Darren did a good job of kind of getting you guys back into it there in the second quarter. You know, they kind of left him open. He had a 3. He had some shots there. You had cut it back to 2,
Sure.
But then once they kind of picked him up and started defending him, they kind of adjusted to that.
That just goes back to our trouble scoring. You know, D was probably our best scorer all year consistently, especially the second half of the year.
Right.
And he got hot there, pulled us in there, and then we hit a dry spell again. Because when D wasn't hitting, we hit a dry spell. So once again, that was our Achilles heel, and it showed up again.
What did you see out of them? I mean, from when you saw them earlier in the year, they're such a young team, but they've grown quite a bit and adjusted and gotten better.
The problem was they've had their core pretty much all year. We've had some changes.
Right.
And we had some discipline issues, so we've had to change in personnel. We kind of was on our 3rd wave of players here mid-January. So I think that's all part of changing the culture, which is what I was hired to do here. So that kind of played into it a little bit.
Right. Ron, when I talked to you, about a month or so ago, you had talked about changing the culture and being in this for the long haul.
Sure.
Where do you feel like you've seen some strides out of this group? The kids that the kids that you started with and the ones you finished with.
Sure. At times we've had some good strides, but we've hit some dry spells too. And I'm hoping that's just something with an experience and a new coach. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm hoping. But I'm going to keep plugging and see what I can do. I've never been the type that's going to just sit back and take the easy route. You know what I mean? I've always been a fierce competitor, and I expect the same thing as we go along here in the off season. I will. They'll be more accountable this off season. I got hired kind of late. I got hired in May.
Right.
Kind of got a late start. I don't know if that played a part in it or not. There was some personnel that we were counting on that didn't happen for us, so that kind of changed things too. So we know a lot more about what we got than what we didn't coming in. So I mean that's just part of it.
What has to happen in this offseason? What do you feel like needs to happen?
We got to get better, and we got to get some scores. That's the bottom line. We got to score more points. We're averaging in the 30s, I think. That's just not good enough.
Right.
When we do come out and we play pretty good defense, we hit dry spells and we don't score. It just killed us like tonight. We cut it to 2. Next thing we're down 12 or whatever. So that's exactly what we got to do. And we just got to get better. And I'll keep trying on that aspect.
Right.
And Dawson, just a freshman, I mean, he seemed to be a kid, as he's been playing a little bit longer, that he's got a little bit of a bright future for him.
We hope so. He's got to commit a little in the off season, and that's something that they all have to do. So, and that'll be the same thing with him.
Is it about weight room, summer basketball, all that play into it? Obviously, what are you wanting these kids to do in the off season?
We want them to be gym rats. We'll give them a month off here, and then the kids are not playing a spring sport. We'll be getting them up here in April, and in summertime would be real important. When I played at Alton, I was always a gym rat. I always had a ball in my hands, and I would expect somewhat similar things out of some of these kids.
As a coach, does that tell you a lot of who wants to be committed to the program and who's just maybe here? If you know what I'm saying.
Sure, and we found that out a little bit this year, but it'll be even more prevalent this year when you get the coach's first actual full year on the job, and then that'll tell the tale a little bit.
Okay.